Hey, what's going on, guys? G1X here, and today I thought we'd take a look at the Star Wars 6-inch Black Line Series Darth Vader. Now, even if you're not collecting this line, but you're somewhat of a Star Wars fan, I think this is one of those characters that is a must-buy. Just because he's such an iconic character, and he's the best one that they've come out so far with, plus the Boba Fett. I think those are the two best ones. But let's go ahead and start off with a 360. Just kind of show you every little detail of this guy. We will look at a little bit closer to his head and his chest area, the articulation, but most of this is, just all cape here, but I really do dig the way this guy looks, with his cape, and then he also has, this part, he has this second piece right here that tucks up underneath his belt. I haven't seen a place where you can actually detach this, but it looks like it would go with this, so I don't really know why you'd want to do that, but just looks great, just like this alone. Also, up here, you can see, if we just bring it in some, there's actually a chain for the cape, so nice little touch there instead of just using some kind of like little plastic chain looking feature. You can also see some nice paint, which kind of breaks the figure up nicely just because he's mostly black and silver, so you can see some white, red, and blue. You can also see some little silver and green paint around here going off to the side here. Nothing on the back of the belt, but another thing that is attention to detail. A lot of times on figures, if something's always going to be covered up with a cape, they don't bother painting the back. But just the fact that they did it, I think, is, a nice nod to, like, yes, this is an adult collectible. So this isn't like your, basic Ninja Turtles to where they don't really paint the back pieces and stuff like that. So really nice figure. Let's take a look at some of one accessory. He does come with a lightsaber, which is pretty expected. It does detach here. You can put the, green or blue Jedi little lights in here if you'd like. Now, the one negative about this, he has to either hold it in his hand or you have to put it in the packaging. He doesn't have anywhere to where, he can just store this section here, just so you know what I mean. As you can see with the Luke Skywalker, he had like a little hole there and a little hook here, so he could store it right there if you'd like. Obviously, you have to put the little light part in the packaging. Would have been nice if Darth Vader had something like that, but it's fine. I couldn't find anywhere. Nope, nowhere on the back either. As far as his head or helmet, so let's get into that. Try to catch it in the light. It's very nicely done. You can see some silver paint here at the edges there at the nose. And you can take this off. And very nicely detailed head. Let's make sure that that's a little bit better. You can see all the little silver robotics there by his face. I mean, it's just, that was really impressive. You can see all his, like, damage from whenever he was on, oh god, whatever that was, in episode 3. Just want to make sure that that's focused as well. Yeah, so you can see all his scars and burning here on the top as well. So really nicely detailed. Another thing that is worth showing off with the helmet, you can actually take, it seems like, this would be one piece here, but I assure you, you can grab this section and just pull it out, and you can just put this on here if you wanted to. Grab it. And if you wanted to kind of do that little scene in the movie to where, this is coming down and, it just connects there. So, and then I find that this is better if you connect it prior. So you just kind of give that a push, and you can see that it's in there now. Let's do a couple comparisons, and then we'll get into the articulation. I just want to make sure he's standing good. Cape gets in the way sometime. Here he is with Luke Skywalker, which is, one of the shorter figures. And here he is with Boba Fett, which, as you can see, Boba Fett's a little bit taller than Luke, but he's still a little bit shorter than Darth Vader. In the same wave, we get Chewbacca, which I'll be doing later this week. Now, this being the 6-inch line, I also like the fact that they kind of make like the Stormtrooper and Boba Fett, that 6-inch, Darth Vader, maybe a little bit taller, Luke's a little bit shorter, but Chewbacca here is actually 7 inches, or maybe even a little bit taller, maybe 7 1/4. So, and he's supposed to be like that, so I really do like it. They wanted to kind of keep it around that 6-inch, but still they have the, you know, the heights correct. So nice attention to detail there. Let's go ahead and get into the articulation. I'm going to remove the helmet. And I think you might be able to. No, one thing that I wanted to point out, it looks like you can remove this, but there's these little ties right here for the cape into the shoulder. Whenever you're moving the shoulder up, it seems that this armor is getting in the way, so it's hindering that motion right there. What you can do is just come down here, push that armor up underneath, and then you can get a lot more, you know, range of movement there in the shoulder. So just well, FYI, otherwise it's not going to move up very far. But that has all the range of movement there in the shoulder, elbow obviously bends here. You also have the rotation in the wrist. Wrists go back and forth. The head articulation. You also have the bend back and forth here in the head. You also have the waist articulation, and you have an ab crunch as well. The legs, you can go forward, you can go back, you can go out, or as far as you can. You also have the thigh cut still, and you have the double jointed knees. So you can go all the way back. And you also have the foot that can go back and forth, and you can also rock it back and forth as well. So that is Darth Vader. Hope you guys enjoy. I think that this guy is, man, he's pretty awesome. If you see him, you're any type of fan of Star Wars, I suggest getting him. The other ones they're pretty nice, and I'll get into those reviews this week as well. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.